Hi yogis. So I want to talk about teaching yoga in a progressive way, meaning, there's a reason why we learn it in a step-by-step way, and we slowly work towards more advanced postures. As a teacher, something that I learned early on is how to look at a student and tell what poses they're ready for, what postures that they should practice, and what modifications that they need to keep them safe. We all understand the basic postures. These are the postures that help us understand our anatomy and the blueprint of our well-being, like Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana in Tadasana with the arms overhead. Utkatasana, how much mobility do we have by bending our legs? And then from there, we slowly start to come across the range of the standing poses. And ideally, standing poses are a bulk of our practice, especially in the first 5 years of our practice. The standing poses teach us how to use our legs. They also teach us how to engage our core and open our hips and hamstrings. And I find a lot of Westerners, this is the parts of their body that get tight that actually prevent us from moving up the energy along the spine. So most of the practice works from this outside in, this appendicular to the axial skeleton. Also understanding mobility and strength in the shoulders. So we'll work a lot of poses like downward dog. We'll spend a lot of time on inversion preps, building strength in the shoulders in chaturanga. And so the first part of our practice is years and years of learning the foundation. And then once the appendicular body, which is our arms, our legs, our shoulders, and our hips, become more mobile and stable, then we can slowly work into opening the energy that travels along the spine. It doesn't make any sense to start doing deep back bends if your quads are so tight and you don't know how to engage your hamstrings. So by the time we start to work into our back bends, we want to start with back bends on our belly that strengthen the spinal muscles. And what I look for is that there's some awareness in keeping the legs straight in Shalabhasana, and in Cobra pose, the shoulder heads pull off the chest. And then I usually go to Dhanurasana and see how much the thighs, the legs can lift. And then from there, once there's some mobility in the hip flexors and some strength in the posture muscles, I take them into Ustrasana. Urdhva Dhanurasana, definitely an advanced pose. I build up to that, and I also start teaching inversions with that. All the inversions where the arms are overhead. When usually the first inversion I introduce is shoulder stand, because shoulder stand moves the shoulders off the chest, and it also teaches people how to move their shoulder blades into their back. So I might do bridge pose for a certain amount of time. And when I see the thoracic is lifting off the floor, I'll take them to the wall and we'll do shoulder stand at the wall, more like a bridge at the wall. And then from there, as they progress, I might start to teach them inversions where the arms are overhead. I usually save headstand last because if their shoulder girdle is not strong, it doesn't make any sense to put weight on the head. So we might learn handstand. The beginnings of Pincha Mayurasana. Pincha Mayurasana is a great pose to help learn to lift weight off the neck. And then headstand. We want to have some awareness and strength in our shoulder girdle and flexibility to help us support the neck. Without understanding this progression, people can get hurt, people can get discouraged, and also if we start at the top, where are we going to go? So, once you get through, it's like a step ladder. And then once you begin practicing advanced postures, I find, practicing an advanced posture, you can't just practice once in a while. It's something that you actually have to be consistent with because they're so demanding on the physical and the energetic body. So once you kind of climb up this ladder and you make it through the inversions, your Urdhva Dhanurasana, the arms are straight, then we can start to move into advanced postures like dropping back and Kapaloktasana and all the asymmetrical back bends. Arm balances are built in the same way. We start with Bakasana. As soon as we're able to start to straighten the arms, that's telling me that there's strength in the core, strength in the serratus, and we can start to advance into the other levels. Okay, so I talk about this a lot. I'm doing a sequencing intensive workshop in October, and I do talk about this a lot and learning how to design sequences so they cater to all levels, the beginner, the intermediate, and of course the advanced practitioner. All right, check it out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Namaste.